Hello everybody, this is Solartiger with another project video. Today is Friday the 26th of December, it's Boxing Day, and this is just a small side project. Okay, now as you know, I have a meter on my power box. It's here. Now I like this meter because it's got coloured sections on the meter telling you about the state of charge of the battery, but I wanted one of these meters on my main system, but I didn't want to go and buy one. I have digital meters for the main system, but the moving coil meters give a instant readout. At a quick glance you can see the state of your batteries. This one says that my power box is just under 13 volts, and that's just over the 100% mark. But the main thing is it's in the green section, so I know it's good. So I wanted one of these for my main system. So I made one. Okay, in my parts collection box I had a meter. It came from a boot fair where it was a couple of pounds bought with other things. Now this is a nice size meter. If I take a ruler, I will show you. Here we have a ruler, and it is, the meter is about 3.5 inches wide by 3 inches tall, so it's a nice size meter. If you go on eBay to buy these, they're quite expensive, but I had this one knocking around. But it had two scales on originally. You can see one of the scales at the top, it was scaled from 0 to 10 volts, and the lower scale read 0 to 3 volts. But I wanted to use it on my 12 volt system. So, well, I didn't want a meter that was scaled from 0 to 14 volts because I'm not interested in anything under approximately 10 or 11 volts. That would not be, doesn't interest me, and the useful part of the scale would be very cramped. So I thought it would be better if I could expand the scale like you can see here. So I went onto the internet and I searched expanded scale voltmeter circuits, and I came up with a circuit to rescale the meter, and this is what I came up with. If I just show you the circuit. Okay, this is the circuit. Okay, if I just mention a few things. Okay, this is the plus and the minus, which you connect to whatever voltage you're measuring. In this case it is the battery bank, so the plus 12 volts nominal and the ground. So what we have a 1K resistor and 2 Zener diodes. Now I wanted the scale to begin at 11 volts, as you see here. So to start the scale at 11 volts you need an 11 volt Zener diode, although I've not seen one and I didn't have one. But what you can do is you can take Zener diodes and you can put them in series to increase the Zener voltage. They add up in series. So I rummaged through my junk collection. I have bits of circuit board like this, and old bits of phone chargers and other bits and bobs. You can see I scavenged this out of this board. There is a Zener diode here. I chopped the one out that was here, just there. I hacked a hole in the circuit board and used the soldering iron. So anyway, I used these. Now I connected a 6.2 volt Zener diode and a 5 volt Zener diode, and when I measured the voltage from here to here, it was approximately 11 volts. When I did some measuring, I found that my 6.2 volt Zener diode was bang on, but my 5 volt Zener diode only had a voltage of 4.8 volts across it. So together these came to approximately 11 volts. So you connect those in series with the resistor. Across this resistor I have a 47k potentiometer, a trim pot type thing, and that goes from across the trim pot, we go to the voltmeter, the one I have here. So I built a little circuit board with this on, and you can see that is it there. Now I'm not very good at building circuit boards, and I pretty much made it up as I went along, and I ran out of space on the bit of circuit board I had, so I bodged it together a bit, but it works. And what I've come up with is my expanded voltmeter, which goes from 11 to 14 volts. I have this plugged into the cigarette lighter socket on my desk through a socket on there that's not permanent. So this meter is now measuring the voltage of the main battery bank. As you can see, I have coloured in different parts of the scale. So anything below 12 volts will be in the red section. I don't want my batteries to go below 12 volts. By the way, 12 volts is 50% discharge. We don't want to go below that. So anything below the 50% discharge or 12 volts is in the red zone. Then I have a yellow zone from 12 volts to 12.5 volts. That's telling me that the batteries are weak at that point and I need to charge. And then I have anything above 12.5 volts to 14 volts is in my green section. From 12 volt to 13 the battery is in the good zone, and above the 13 volts that the battery is charging. Now this meter only goes up to 14 volts, but when I have good sun, the voltage on the batteries can go up to just under 15 volts, so that will go off the end of this scale, but that's okay. So at a good glance I can see that my battery voltage is approximately 12.8 volts, which is in the green zone, which is all good. Now just to show the accuracy, you can see that we have an indication of 12.8 volts. If I go over to the charge controller meter, you will see that if I illuminate it, that we have got 12.6 volts. So obviously the digital meter is more accurate. It shows 12.76 volts, and on my moving coil meter we have 12.8 volts, so I'm quite happy with that. So that's just a side project, and now at a glance I can see the status of my batteries. So this is Solartiger saying goodbye and thank you for watching. I hope you had a good Christmas, and I now like to wish you a Happy New Year. So this is Solartiger saying goodbye and thank you for watching. Thank you.